Very good morning, class. Okay, so today, as you can see on the blackboard, today we are going to discuss chapter 6, World After 1945, part 2. As both the war has been completed, World War 1, World War 2, and after World War 2, what happens in the world? How the countries survived the economical problems, disputes, and Cold War, and how United Nations came into existence, and how us like India was facing problem with different countries, and how were our relation with our neighboring countries. So today we are going to discuss the remaining topics of this chapter. As here in this portion, the chapter will cover the neighboring country, India division, Germany partition. Got it? As the Germany was, only reason behind all this World War II. Because Adolf Hitler was the person, he becomes a world famous personality, not in a good manner, in a bad manner, as he was a dictatorship. So we will discuss the Germany partition also, how Germany build themselves, and how today Germany is so powerful in a positive way, still in a positive. And in India and in the neighboring countries we will discuss. India has helped on their scale to other countries. How India has worked very well. Okay. So we will discuss that portions also. So let's get started. First of all, today we are going to discuss about non-aligned countries. So let's write down the topics that are going to be covered in our session. Just a second. Now the entire dashboard will be visible to you, as it was visible also. But Okay, so here the topics are mentioned. As I told you earlier, our blackboard is one kind of dashboard of PC. Here we have a thumbnail, and here we have going to explain. Like in Paint also, we have tools, and here we have whiteboard. So here we are going to explain on green board that first is non-aligned movement. Non-aligned movement I have discussed in the previous lecture, but then also I am taking this portion non-aligned movement. Non-aligned movement was the only movement that India participated in a very tremendous way. Not only India, Egypt, India, Sri Lanka, Indonesia, their leaders like prime ministers and presidents. Let me take an example of our India. Shri Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru was our first prime minister, and he too participate in this non-aligned movement. Okay, what's the non-aligned movement? Non-aligned movement means do not align, do not participate, do not get aligned with any country who is active in a war. Are you getting the point? Never align a country who is active in the war. So India participates in a non-aligned movement. India says that fighting is not the only option. Victory is a second thing, and after fighting and gaining the area is another thing. You can, win someone's heart also by feeding him, by providing help to the country is also one kind of victory. But here the people was rushed in fighting. So India, it was led by Jawaharlal Nehru, and Indonesia's president and Egypt's president and many more countries who were not willing to fight with any country, as perhaps the situation was like they are not able to fight. But the main point, they did not fight. India also, they did not fight. They fight for themselves also. They didn't touch a single hair of Britishers, but they directly threw away the Britishers. Okay, this is a figure of speech. This is not a single thing. They slapped the Britishers also. So non-aligned movement. So yes, India participated in non-aligned movement, and they in United Nations also, Nehru, 23 countries, like yes. According to statistical, we have 23 countries, and 23 countries of Asia and 6 countries of Africa have assigned themselves. Okay, this is one of the important little bit statistical data that you should write in the paper while writing this point. Okay, make sure that you should write all the president's name and the countries that have participated. Not all the 23 countries, but some of them take randomly countries like India, Indonesia, and Egypt, and write their president's name and prime minister names, and say 23 countries of Asia and 6 countries of Africa has participated in non-aligned movement. So this was the point, and this was the initial point of non-aligned movement. What effects this creates? It opposes foreign occupation, aggression, and non-aligned nations were successful in contributing towards world. They have done very well. They also supported the United Nations, and United Nations also support this. But let me tell you something. This movement has affected India more than any other country, because America was a powerful country, and you know what? America did not accept that gesture that India has done of participating in non-aligned movement. So we'll discuss that portion also, that how America and India becomes enemy, and how America and Pakistan becomes friends, and how America is supporting Pakistan while for growing terrorism in the different parts of the countries, different part of the world. So this was beginning of this America and India, opposition team. Now we'll have second portion, partition and unification of Germany. Here I have not done the unification portion. Now partition of Germany, and after that unification also. Okay, so Germany today is the most powerful country we have in science and technology, in education manner, in health, in growing, in wealth also, in powerful also. Okay, so this was the thing that today Germany has. But during that war days, Adolf Hitler has created atmosphere of fear. You know what? Once there is a fact, I don't know if it's a fact or not, but it can be said that it's a fact that once Adolf Hitler tried to destroy that Eiffel Tower of Paris. Eiffel Eiffel Tower of Paris. They tried to destroy the Eiffel Tower also, but because of some colonels and some major, they tried to escape that part, and that Eiffel Tower was not destroyed. I don't know the entire story, but I heard on somewhere in the internet that this was the one of the important was Adolf Hitler want to create their emperorness or their royalty or their that he is a powerful person. That fear in the vicinity of Germany, he tried to destroy the Eiffel Tower, but he was not succeed in the portion because of so many colonels and majors. Okay, so it was just a fact and not any kind of relation with this portion. Yes, now we have partition of Germany. The most important Germany you have to remember because it was one of the important country that was defeated and that defeats other country and then becomes a more powerful country. After that he lose again and then today it becomes it dawned from a new portion. Got it? So Germany was one of the important link from World War I to World War II, and Adolf Hitler was the key of that link. Now let's start. He was the main cause behind the World War, as there was the main cause behind the World War, and the phases was lots of identification. After defeat, Germany was the only single party, and it was divided into 4 administration segments. As Germany was, in the portion, he was the only single party, and he was divided into 4 different administration, entire Germany. Alright, this is the technical points you have to memorize that it was divided into 4 administration. America and other Western European countries established Federal Republic of Germany. Germany got, he lost, and America took over the Germany, and Germany becomes, the foreign administration, and America has created a new kind of Germany, that's Federal Republic of Germany. Got it? Now after the war, the Germany was divided into 2 portions, East Germany and West Germany. East Germany and West Germany. East Germany was democratic and West Germany was communist. Okay, so one of the important portion of this answer, you are preparing the answer for exam point of view only. So don't try to mug up all the words, just pay attention in the lecture and memorize all the portions, that is all the points that is required to write down in the answer. This is one of the important portion. It was divided into 4 administration, and the Germany was divided into 2 parts. First East Germany and West Germany. East Germany became democratic, West Germany became communist. This was not done by Germany itself, it was done by different countries like America and France. So here East Germany becomes democratic. Democratic means Prajasatak, and communist means here the government has full authority. Here the government runs the entire portion, here the public runs the entire portion. Here has the public power and here has the government power. Okay, both have their own benefits and loss. Here in India we have democratic, so we are facing lots of problems also. If we select a person as a leader and does not belong to, he does not know how to lead a person and he is leading the entire state, then there is a problem. And here the public power has majority power. Majority power is the public power. So this is also one of the important cause of destruction of our country. Suppose the government making rules and we are violating very simply, generally, that they have told you wear helmet and we are wear mask and we are no. So these are the portions, these are the reasons that we are facing lots of problems. Government are making rules for our country, but we are violating this thing. So one portion, one phase of the democracy, another phase that we are allowed to select our leader. So suppose if we are making mistake today, in the next session, in the next election, we will make we'll convert our mistake in a will recover that portion. Got it? So democracy have their own benefits debates and here communist also. Here also the government has the entire power. So government make rules, public has to follow. Public are not allowed to speak a single word in front of government. If you will speak, you will be dead. Simple. You are not allowed to speak. In China also, China is the biggest communist party all over India. Are you getting? China, they are different. We are not allowed. We there with little eyes they are destroying the entire country. And in India also. They are, with little eyes, they are not usually to see the entire wall, but then also they are destroying the country. I am not getting the point. So I am not thinking also. Let's continue the chapter. Now after that we have, India's contribution at international level. International level. Yes. India's contribution at the international level. This is also one of the important portions that you should know. That how India contributed. We have lost everything. After we got independence, we were recovering in a month, in a year. Green revolution, white revolution, and the industrial revolution. And at that time, we are not allowed to move migrate in a different countries for further study. But then it was changing, it was going on and on. But at that time, India was also at that time, India contributed a big. First of all, India at that time also India has a powerful army, a defense. So he contributed in a defense team. He also contributed in a United Nations. Okay, United Nations accepted his gesture of participating in a non-aligned movement. So United Nations thought that inviting India as a member of United Nations will help to grow United Nations. Are you getting the point? So India was the person who participated in non-aligned movement, and because of this, India was also. But India was like Purushottam Ram Bhagwan. Okay, doing good, making good fortune also, but not making good fortune, doing good only. But we are here to defense also. So we will not fight with you, but we will defend ourselves. If we will not poke you, but if you will poke us, we will give a definite answer. So we have done a lot of contribution in defense team. We have sent our troops and army to Sri Lanka, and in many other weapons. We also participated in nuclear moment also. As the nuclear war is not good, but the countries for their safety, for their own safety, they are progressing in nuclear portion, and we have also done very well. And also, the most important thing is that yes, okay, India has demanded that instead of spending money on military, we should spend on for feeding an economical scenario, because India was facing same problem, that instead of spending lots of money on defense, missiles, drugs, and many more things, we should work on our economic structure. Like we should reduce poverty, and we should work together to get the economic growth. So here India's contribution at the international level, and this was the contribution at the United Nations at the sending troops. Now we have after this topic we are going to discuss the relation between India and other countries. So here I am not writing any kind of thumbnail in here. We are just discuss on this portion. Got it? Okay, so as we are going to discuss about the relation, I will take the most important relation only, like India, US, India, Pakistan, India, China, India, Soviet Union, that's Russia, is also doing very well. But not more than 2 lines are discussed in this chapter. So, relation between India and different countries, most important point. most important questions that may be asked in the written exam. India and US. India and US. So, US, as I have told you that India has participated in a non-aligned movement. That makes US discomfort with India because US thinks that yes, if you are not participated in any group, in any member, then you are not a fighter. At that time, the thought was if you have to participate in any time, any team, any group to fight, means you are a fighter. But India thought instead of fighting, I want to join a team that is never fighting with anyone and trying to grow in a proper way. In education, in automobile, in science, in technology, but India, US was not accepting that point of view of India. Also, US helps Pakistan. Because of this reason, US help Pakistan. As Pakistan is also a poor country. We will discuss India, Pakistan also. But India is like Sri Ram Bhagwan, Purushottam, a very good country to live. That's why we are here. But never fight again. Our team also, our army is also called as a defense, not attack. Why we used to call it defense? Because we are used to defend ourselves. Means our nation has an army that defends our own country. They are not allowed to fight anyone, and they never fights with any country, whether if the situation gets worse. Are you getting? That's why we are called our team. Our army is called defense, naval, army, Indian Air Force. Okay. So yes, US also support US supports Pakistan. US done good gestures with Pakistan, but US helps Pakistan not growing in a positive way. See here also Pakistan got a lot of help to get rise in terrorism. It is a fact that is on internet. I'm not telling that point. Okay, so this is the fact that is internet is saying, and the current affairs says that yes, Pakistan needs help to grow terrorism and to destroy India. And it destroy many more countries. So US supports in that, and US supports many more portions of Pakistan instead of India. As if suppose US supports in India, he will be on the top with US. But you know what? After that 9/11, after 9/11, and that World Trade Center incident, makes the situation change. That situation changed the entire mindset of US. Now after that US, he was doing well, and he thought that now India is going better, and we should not fight with India. There should not be any kind of dispute between India and US. And after that, US accepted India as a friend. Got it? So this was the history of India-US. Very simple topic. And points are mentioned in your book that America's President Barack Obama was visit India, and he was first chief guest. After that, Donald Trump also. And in India, Narendra Modi ji also visited America. So these are a kind of friendship that makes the two countries powerful. And India helped during Corona, this lockdown. India helped also that the medicine. It was, I don't know the name. He also supplied very well. What is the title of the? Okay, forget. Now. Just a second. Yes, one of the biggest enemy of the world after North Korea and South Korea, India, Pakistan. On page also they are not friend, and off page also they are not friend. Because after the history of India, Pakistan is it's not good, because in history also we have discussed that how this Muslim community arise with a new kind of mindset, and after that Pakistan arise, and with the help of Pakistan, poverty also arises. As you know, this word describes Pakistan. Pak is, holy. Pak is holy, a place which is holy. But they are not doing anything good about holy. They are, making Diwali in our country by throwing missiles and creating a war. Okay. So here, India and Pakistan, our country, and both the countries are facing lots of disputes. We have a war also in India, Pakistan. We have Kargil war. You have to remember all the wars that is discussed in the book with the year also. Got it? So here we have this war session between India and Pakistan. Approximately there are 3 wars has been performed very well with her. Our country has performed very well, and we defeat in Pakistan, and he fall down on his mouth. Yes, so as I don't know what's the main person, what the main purpose behind his fighting with. We both are economically developing, we both are, and in some sense we both are poor also. India and Pakistan both are poor also in many ways. In form of technology, we are now developing at this moment, but still we have to achieve many things in future. And this country is always poking us from the border, and he thinks that with help of poking, he can get also economic growth. It's not possible. See, because of India, Pakistan, Kashmir has cinema theater in this year. Since 20 years, Kashmir they have no, cinema theater. Kashmir is very beautiful, but this, fear of atmosphere, because of this atmospheric fear, Kashmir is facing lots of problems. Our Switzerland is called as Jammu Kashmir is called as our Switzerland. India's most beautiful, like Jannat. So, because of these reasons, our Jannat is facing lots of problems. Because we have approximately 3 wars, Kargil war also, and many more issues. One of the important thing was Pulwama attack that was also done by Pakistan, as he is not committing that point that he has done. But because of that, their artists were also thrown back to Pakistan, and many more Pakistani artists were doing very well in India. But because of this reason, we have done, our gestures has become now the change towards Pakistan. Because after that, we are on the way to fight and to give power toward Jawab to Pakistan. So here our relation is India and Pakistan. Okay, important question. India, China. This country is now headache for India. The main intention of China fighting between India is like war. Okay. So India and China, this relation is also not doing very well, and many more reasons behind this. Because China is want to conquer entire India only. So because of this reason, India China has done not well. So these are the relations that we have discussed: India US, India Pakistan, India China. We have many more, but these 3 were most mandatory. And here, chapter 6, World After 1945 is over. Got it, class? It's over, and in second part only. I hope you got the chapter very well. We will meet in the next session. Goodbye.